Have you ever wondered how a man who once stood against Islam with his sword later became one of its greatest defenders? Who was this commander whose strategies shook entire armies and whom the Prophet ﷺ himself called the Sword of Allah? What changed in his heart that turned opposition into unwavering faith? This is the story of Khalid ibn al-Walid radiyallahu an, one of the greatest military commanders in Islamic history, honored with the title Saifullah, the Sword of Allah. His life is not merely a tale of battles. It is a journey of guidance, transformation, and divine mercy.
A man who once fought fiercely against Islam later became one of its strongest pillars. Let us journey through this remarkable life, step by step. The land of Mecca, where the power of Quraysh stood at its peak. It was here that Khalid ibn al-Walid was born, into a noble and influential family. His father, al-Walid ibn al-Mughira, was among the kibar of Quraysh. From a young age, Khalid mastered horsemanship, swordsmanship, and the art of war. He possessed a sharp mind, a strategic vision, and unmatched battlefield instincts.
When the message of Islam began to spread, he did not accept it. Instead, he stood firmly against it. At the Battle of Uhud, it was Khalid's tactical maneuver that changed the course of the battle. Leading a surprise attack from the rear, he caused heavy losses to the Muslim ranks. That moment marked him as one of the most formidable commanders in Arabia. But the light of guidance had not yet reached his heart. Time passed, and Islam continued to grow. Khalid participated in various confrontations. Yet within him, something began to change. A quiet unease, a question that would not leave his heart. He began to realize that this message could not simply be defeated by the sword. After the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, the strength and truth of Islam became more evident. Doubts turned into reflection, and reflection turned into a search for truth. Finally, Khalid made a decision. He would go to Medina and see for himself. On the way, he met Amr ibn al-As and Uthman ibn Talha, both heading for the same purpose. Together, they continued their journey. Medina, a city filled with peace and nur. When Khalid stood before the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, his heart was heavy, yet hopeful. He declared the Shahada and accepted Islam. The Prophet ﷺ welcomed him with words full of wisdom. "I knew that someone like you would eventually be guided." This was not just acceptance, it was rebirth. The same man who once raised his sword against Islam now stood ready to defend it. After accepting Islam, Khalid's life transformed completely. At the Battle of Mu'tah, after the martyrdom of 3 commanders, Khalid took command. With extraordinary strategy, he saved the Muslim army from destruction. That day, multiple swords broke in his hands during the fighting. It was after this battle that the Prophet ﷺ gave him the title Saifullah, the Sword of Allah. From that point on, Khalid became unstoppable. In Iraq and Syria, his leadership led to decisive victories. His tactics became legendary. Yet, the most astonishing part of his life was not just his victories. It was his ending. After fighting countless battles, his body was covered with scars. There was hardly a place without a wound,
Yet, he did not die on the battlefield. As death approached, he said, "I have fought so many battles. There is no part of my body without scars. Yet I die on my bed, like a camel dies." These words reflected the heart of a warrior. But the truth was deeper. Allah had preserved him, so he could become a means for great victories in Islam. The life of Khalid ibn al-Walid radiallahu anhu carries powerful lessons. The first lesson: guidance can come at any time. No matter how far a person may seem, if they sincerely seek truth, Allah guides them. The second lesson: true success lies in using one's abilities in the path of Allah. And the third: a person should never be arrogant about their end, because true honor lies only in the hands of Allah. So reflect for a moment. Are we using our strengths in the path that truly matters?